Hey everybody, welcome back to a field trip edition of 15 Good Minutes. I'm here with my good buddy Charles. How you doing?
How you doing, Rusty?
Doing good. You guys may remember that last week we talked about the U.S. Open and we said we were going to get back with you about some of the things. Today we're going to talk about how it's wrapping up and kind of what our experience was like when we go there, because there's some unique things about being there. Before we do, Charles, you want to talk a little bit about where we are and why we're wearing these fine threads?
Well, we are doing our annual Myrtle Beach golf retreat. It's at Legends. It is for the money. It's a beautiful facility, right? We have our own condos, right? Well, the condos are townhouses.
They call them villas.
They call them villas.
So, like right now, he's at my villa.
Right.
His is down the road.
Right.
The other guests that are here have another one. They tend to put us in the same area.
Correct.
But if you had to explain what a villa is like, what would you? Like a townhouse?
It's kind of
no, more like a condo.
It's more like condo.
More like a condo.
Yeah.
We have. Everybody has individual bedroom, individual bathroom, common area living room, huge kitchen.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own, patio area and things like that. Talk a little bit about the golf experience, though.
It's amazing. The facility, the golf here, they have 3 courses on the facility. 5 in all, right? 2 of them are off course, off
property.
Yeah, off property. One is Heritage and the other one is Oyster Bay, right? And that's actually in North Carolina. But the 3 on the facility, just fantastic. And we found out some interesting stuff today, didn't we?
Yes.
What? One of the guys was telling you that they traffic 800 people
800 golfers a day this time of year. So as we're taping this, it's September. Slow season is 700.
Right.
And the way that they do it is it's just so well done. When we show up every morning, there's a place for you to go, place for you to take your clubs.
Right.
Someone's taking your stuff out, lining it up. What group are you with? They get you out, quickly.
Correct.
Prior to that, though, they feed you.
Yes.
As much as you want to eat. And then when you're done and you've left it all out there on the course, they feed you again.
Get fed again.
Feed you again. The rest of our crew right now is somewhere snoring. I guarantee you, because it's mid-afternoon. We're going to do a little pickleball later. But to Charles's point, we've been coming here now, we just recognized, since 2015.
Right.
Minus the COVID years. And we've gotten a little bit better and better at how to set it up, navigate it, get the word out,
right.
Those kinds of things. But at the end of the day, we like the golf. We think that for us, the guys that come here, and even the guests that we bring this year, and this year we've got
two new guys.
We got LB.
LB actually
Rick.
came before.
He did a long time ago.
Right. But his mindset this time is a little bit different.
I think so. Because it's how we roll. What that means is we're here for the fellowship probably more than the golf.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. We try to play as best we can. Charles had some amazing scores this week. I did okay. LB did really well. Rick won the money today.
Yeah.
All of it. We had 2 prize holes and Rick won it all. So it's really the whole experience.
It is.
We go out together as a group every night for dinner. We figure some stuff out. We do some things besides golf.
Right.
So this is where we are, and we're like, you know what? Since we're here, let's talk a little bit about the U.S. Open. We've been following. We hope you guys have been following. So right now, when you see this, some things are going to change. But today, as we're taping, who do we have left?
In the men's semifinals, we got Draper and Yannick Sinner.
Who, in our real time, they're playing right now.
They're playing right now.
Right. And then tonight,
Francis Tiafoe and Taylor Fritz, 2 Americans. I mean, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since we even had. I think the last one was Andy Roddick.
That's true.
Right.
In 2012.
No.
It's been 20 years.
It's been more than that. It's been
so
more than
2002.
It's about 2002, 2004, something like that, right? It's been a while, right? And so 2 Americans, obviously, even though Yannick Sinner is the #1 player in the world and they're playing right now, obviously with the U.S. Open, the 2 Americans are going to be the night match, right?
So they're the feature tonight.
Right.
Who do you see winning both of those?
I'm going to give Draper a chance. He's left-handed. Great serve. He's beat center before.
Okay.
Right.
Do we know what Draper is ranked?
He's 25.
Okay.
One
versus 25.
Right. One versus. And then Francis Tiafoe and Taylor Fritz. What's been amazing for me about them is his movement has been so much better than I've ever seen.
Especially what we've seen in the past.
Yes, we've seen in the past.
Yeah.
But Tiafoe, his mental game in this tournament, right? Because you said you saw him in Cincinnati.
I did.
And he sucked.
He was terrible. Couldn't get the first serve in. Nothing was going on with the first serve.
And he sucked. And so I like to see them both go, but obviously I'm gonna probably get a slight edge to Taylor, right? Because of who he's already beaten.
But we've seen in this U.S. Open, we've seen Francis down.
Right.
Damn near out, and he comes back.
Right. So that's why I say it's a slight edge.
But to your point, there will be an American in the final.
It'll be American in the final,
which is a long time coming. Talk to me about the women tonight. What are you seeing there?
Well, the women played last night, semifinals.
Sabalenka.
I should say it
better. Sabalenka.
Yeah. Sabalenka and Emma Navarro. Right. Emma. I thought she played a gutsy match last night.
I thought she was pressing.
Right, but Aria had a lot to do with it. Sabalenka had a lot. Sabalenka is a beast, right, on the forehand and the backhand.
Who is she going to face?
Well, she's going to face, it's a very big surprise, Jessica Pegula, right? And because she beat Monchikova.
She did.
Last night, and I was shocked that she beat Monchikova. I was shocked. Right. Matter of fact, I'm shocked that Jessica Pegula got this far.
So then that probably gives me the answer to the next question. You don't see her having a shot against Sabalenka? If you're saying she's already gone further than you
Well, I'm trying to say is
going?
that I'm gonna, like I said, I'm pulling for her. I'm pulling for her. She's American. I'm pulling for her. You know, U.S. Open, you're going to have two Americans in the finals, right? I like to see them both win.
Sure.
Right? But it's going to be a tall task for both of them, right? So I don't want to predict anything, but, you know, like I said, it's a tall task for both of them to actually come out and actually win this. So, but there were some interesting matches prior to that. You know, we're following Coco. Coco was, you know, she was the defending champion.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think me and you've been talking about this for a while, right? Coco is, until she get a world-class forehand,
everybody's attacking the forehand.
Everybody's going to attack that forehand, and it puts so much pressure on the rest of her game. She is going to be our best, our next star.
When that happens.
But it won't happen until
she does.
Her forehand becomes better.
You remember we talked to Freddie about that, and he's saying at least another 3 years. You with that, or?
I think mentally she will come around better once she knows she doesn't have to worry about that one weakness, right? Navarro was killing her on that, right? And that's why Emma was in the semifinals,
Correct.
right? Because she was killing. She put so much pressure on her forehand. How many double faults did she have in that game?
Jeez.
Because when she couldn't get her first serve in, Emma was stepping in on the second serve. And that
messed her up on the second serve.
And then if she did get it in, Emma was attacking that forehand. And a lot of times, because she was attacking the forehand, she hit behind her on the backhand, right? Because Coco, first instinct was to run towards the forehand side, right? Because she thought that Navarro was going to
behind her,
and it comes behind her. So I want to see her do better, but you know, surprises. Alvarez got knocked out early.
And that's what I was going to ask you, right? Is there any? Do you think there's any stock in the fact that so many high seeds lost? There's been this theory that, you know, the Olympics hurt.
Correct.
Typically during that they wouldn't have had that 2 weeks, that fortnight in France, and they could be preparing. They might do Cincinnati, but that's an awful lot of tennis.
It is an awful lot of tennis.
And some champions some champions got ousted quickly. Like I say,
yeah.
Carlos is out, Joker is out.
Yeah.
Do you put any stock in that? That when I'm asking is, has the Olympics, in your opinion, had an impact on why we see so many top-ranked players getting ousted so early?
I'm not gonna say no, but these guys are so well conditioned, right?
Oh, they're the
and
best.
you're talking about top tier guys, right? So mentally, they are pretty good. Just like everything else, you can have a bad day.
Yeah.
You can have a bad day.
Everybody does. Everybody does.
All right, and
So again, we have no idea. Obviously, you guys don't either. Give me a men's winner, 2024 U.S. Open, and a women's winner.
Okay, I'm just because
men's gonna be tougher.
I'm gonna be a little bit biased, right? First, I want to just tell the audience that last week, and I'm very glad I was wrong. I said no Americans would be in the second week.
Not a chance.
I said it.
Now we're here,
and we've had.
They've done well.
They've done well. And I'm very glad I was wrong. I'm very glad I was wrong. And so I'm prediction, and I hate to do this, but I'm gonna say probably Sinner and Sabalenka.
I'm gonna go Sabalenka and Frances Tiafoe.
Okay.
I think we're going to get an American winner. Now, obviously, for that to happen, Frances has to win tonight's match.
Right.
But yeah, I'm going to go with those, see what happens.
Okay.
Last thing I want to ask you is, you and I have been fortunate. We've traveled there to experience the Open and all of it, and practice rounds, the facilities, singles, doubles, all of it. What would you say to someone who's considering going, and what advantages did you see by us being there in person in those years versus trying to follow on TV?
So, and this is me and Rusty just trying this thing out, right? We were just trying it out, right?
First year wasn't
it was just we was trying to, and we found out the first thing we got lucky with, and you tell me if I'm wrong, is that we went to the early rounds.
Oh, that's the best.
Right.
That's the best.
That's
you mess around and try to wait till the quarters. It's a crapshoot, more expensive. The early rounds, you are sitting as close as this camera is to me and Charles with anyone. Think about this. Only 4 to 6 people can be playing on those high-end courts at any given time.
Correct.
And it's a campus full of courts. I think that is the best thing that we did, and we continue to do that every time we went back.
Absolutely. And so that was that's one thing that we did right.
We had some bumps, but we had some successes like that.
And that was a success. I think the second thing is, and we saw the evolution of the facility also too.
Oh boy, did
right?
Yeah, they didn't have roofs.
Right. Well, they didn't have roofs on either Arthur Ashe or
Louis Armstrong.
Well, Louis Armstrong was still the old stadium.
It was.
It's still the old stadium.
It was.
And then we got the experience in the new stadium, and so we went to Arthur Ashe, and we did not enjoy the matches in there.
We used the logic for any other type of event. We knew we were buying 200 level seats. We thought we were good, and in that arena, it's not. It's not a wide arena. It's very tall, and seats were nice and spacious and comfortable, but we were so far away. We saw Venus that first year, Joker, a lot of people, but they were just too far away. Not the case in Armstrong.
Oh, no.
Right? We had pretty good access. But we learned from that. After our first year, we never purchased tickets for that again. The thing that I'll add is that none of the matches in Arthur Ashe start on time.
Yes.
Especially the evening matches. We saw 9 p.m. scheduled matches start after midnight.
Correct.
And now you're thinking, okay, transportation, Uber, back to your hotel.
Right.
You might be tired because we were arriving around 10:30 a.m. and it's taxing to your point about the early rounds, going court to court to court, getting in a lot of tennis. We're eating, we're doing the whole thing on the ground. They can accommodate you in amazing fashion. We
Right.
spent a ton of time in the American Express. What is it?
Oh, the American Express.
Lounge or whatever that thing.
Yeah, that's
They
beautiful.
spritz you with water. There's
Right.
games to play.
Right.
You can sit in and watch everything there. We spent some time. If you watch the Open, they'll show you these long shots outside of Arthur Ashe of this massive screen. You can sit out there on the patio. That's kind of nice too. You know what I mean? So,
What about the practices?
I thought the prices were amazing.
They were amazing, weren't they?
yeah,
We
yeah.
got to see Serena.
Those practices, Serena,
Yes,
Venus,
Yes.
Rafa,
Yes.
Matty Keys,
Federer.
Federer.
Mm-hmm.
Now that one, all you have to do, they gave us access and we came in. I think the thing that impressed me most about the practices were the true champions were practicing on the day they had matches.
Right.
Either after the match based on the time of day or
Right.
before.
Right.
And going hard.
Right.
But that's the thing that drew me in because I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
And we had a system he and I did. We kind of, early on we might split the courts and we cover different areas. We had key matches we would circle that we both wanted to watch at the same time.
Right.
And in one of those, one of the ushers, attendants or whatever said, "How you guys try practice?" We said, "Well, what is that?"
Yep.
He told us, "Do this, do this, do this, fill this out, come back to that." And it blew my mind to be that close to
And it was
that many
it
pros.
was, and then we got to see a lot of the players up close and personal. I mean, the first time we ever seen Venus.
And she's as tall as she looks. She said hello, and I was looking up.
She's Amazon.
I was looking up. But for me, I think the other big takeaway is probably like with any sport, watching it live, you get a whole new appreciation for the speed of the game, how technically accurate you have to be. Their bad shots are amazing shots in our world and beyond.
Right.
And the speed that ball is coming off the racket in person, it reminds me of seeing hockey in person.
I agree. So I would suggest if you are a really big sports fan and especially a tennis fan, put the U.S. Open on your bucket list.
It's easy to get to. You can buy your tickets a year in advance.
And we did some travel things wrong. We found out that LaGuardia is the airport you should go into. Right.
But you're right there.
Right. Try to find a hotel that busses you there and
have
back.
The service, yep.
Right, and which is fantastic. And now, when we went there the first time, right, we had to actually walk from when they dropped us off from the bus, right? And now they have Mercedes-Benz vans, right, that pick you up around the clock,
everywhere.
right?
Drop you off like you one of the players.
Right,
It's the same service that they use actually. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, and then the inside food's great. A lot of nice stores in there.
And I would say that take advantage of that because even though we didn't want to, every night we didn't want to eat there, outside of that area, there's no food.
Right.
You're in Queens. No harm to my Queens fans, but it's a big residential area.
It is.
It looks like this. Inside, I mean, not just food, chef level restaurants and quality and things like that. But one night we said, we just want to get away. We took a one-way Uber for $85 to get to Manhattan just so we could go and have a really good meal.
A really nice meal.
So, but if you plan it right, they give you the app. It shows you all the different types of cuisines, where they are. You can make reservations. We did that as well in some places. So, all in all, I agree with Charles that if you get an opportunity to go, please go. And if you have any questions about it, ask either one of us. Our last time going won't be our last time going.
Right.
So if it's the first time and you got some questions, we'll be glad to take care of that, man. Thanks for joining, brother. I appreciate you. Good having you here. Again, we're having a good time down here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at Legends.
Right.
We got a couple days left. Our golfing activities for the week are done. So we got some pickleball tonight. We got a couple of coffee shops we're visiting tomorrow. There's no buddy of ours that we still haven't seen yet. We're going to try to catch up with him tomorrow.
We hope so.
And then in a couple days, we're going to get back on the road. So really glad that you were able to take the time out and help us with the broadcast. As always, Charles, a huge friend of the program. We love having him on, and we'll have him on again. That's all we got for now. Make sure you watch these finals this weekend and see if either one of us are half right, all the way right, or not right at all. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.